Welcome back to GAMER-0. I'm your host T Hill. I hope you've enjoyed these last few episodes. I'm back, I'm pumped. I told you before, I got my fire, I was burnt out, I'm good now. So this video I've got for you tonight is from a subscriber, and I have to apologize. 50 billion emails come in, more than I've ever had to deal other than at work, from you guys, comments, emails. I tried finding it on Twitter. The topic of tonight's video has to do with EA and their online pass, and is it good for the gaming community, gaming industry? I do apologize. I want to say it's from Virgin Kelly. I could be wrong. It's very likely that I'm wrong, but I apologize. There's just so many things in there, and I'm having trouble finding it. If you see this video and you say, yeah, that was me, or dude, you got it way wrong, it wasn't me, I apologize. So let me just get the apologies out of the way. I do apologize. It's just a pain in the ass trying to find it. I went through as many as I can, and there are pages and pages of emails. So again, sorry about that. But let's get into the topic. EA and their online pass. So I wanted to really think about this and see who benefited, who really benefits from this online pass. Is it good for gaming? Is it good for gamers? Is it good for developers? Is it good for publishers? Who benefits? So after a lot of thought, I know who benefits now. It's not the gamer. It's not the gamer. It is, well, it is, but it isn't the gamer. Mainly, it's not a plus for gamers. And I'll say that the people who really, the person who really makes away like a bandit is the GameStops of the world. The reason why I say that is because this whole online pass, the way I see it, is to attack piracy and mainly to attack the used gaming market. They want to, the publishers want to recover as much money as they can. They spend all this money on a product, and then you spend 65 bucks the initial buy, and then you just trade it in. Somebody turns around the next day, they buy it for 40. GameStop makes a huge profit because you're selling it to them for 20. You're making $20. They've just pretty much got that same game back, and now they can sell it and make another $40. That's a huge, huge profit. And the developer and the publisher, they don't see a penny of that. Of course, we all know this. They see zero dinero. No mucho money. No pesos, nothing. They get nada. So what does someone, a business savvy company like EA and John Riccatello think? Gotta get that money back one way or another. That's right, you want to experience, most of the games nowadays have online, so they say, you want to play our games and you want to buy them used? Well, if you want to buy them used, you've got to buy an online pass. So they charge you 10 bucks for that, and then they get 10 bucks back. It's not huge, but it is some return of investment. So if that player decides to then turn that game in again, somebody else buys it. If they want the multiplayer portion of it, they gotta buy another $10 pass. So it is a way to keep that money coming back in, however many times that one version is sold. And over time, you know, the value in that game goes down, so GameStop makes less and less, but they're still making this monster, this unbelievable amount of money off of that one actual sale. So I don't know this for a fact. Don't quote me on it. I haven't seen anything, but I'm thinking from a retailer's point of view, they're not just gonna let EA put their cards in their store and say, yeah, you get to charge 10 bucks and we get no profit out of that. I'm sure GameStop is saying something like, don't quote me on numbers, but this is just sounds logical. Tell me what you think. You want to sell those cards for 10 bucks? We want $2 or $3 out of that. EA wants to recoup some of the money, even if it's 70% out of that 10 bucks, 7 bucks. They'll probably do it because that means they can keep money coming in. And GameStop is happy because they keep buying. They get the game money back. They get the profit off of the used sale, the huge profit of the used sale, and then they get the profit from the cards. It just makes a retailer, a business sense to, buy them in wholesale, a surplus, and sell them to you with a markup, so they get the $3 buffer, and EA goes around and makes $7 or $8 or whatever the proportion is. But how does this really affect gamers? So, as a gamer, I'm all about, if you have a small budget, I'm always about supporting developers day one. Don't get me wrong, let's not get this twisted. I want a hot game for me to cover it, follow it all the way along, see what hot titles are coming, and then buy it day one. But if you cannot, and I do understand there's a whole community, a whole portion of the gaming community that cannot afford 65, 65, 65, 65 all year long. It just is, it's really expensive. So I understand buying games used, waiting for them to go on sale, waiting for them to hit the greatest of series where they're a lot cheaper, 30, 20, 30 bucks, waiting for them to hit the bargain bin. I understand that. I'm okay with it. It allows consumers who don't have huge finances to take a little bit more risk with games that they're not too familiar with by buying them cheap. But you buy an EA title that's used, you're only getting part of the game. So you really could be potentially buying closer to that full retail title. And that, it gets pricey. Say you go out and you buy your kids for Christmas, it's a tight economy, you don't have a lot of money to spend, you go out and buy 10 games thinking, I spent $100. Cool. 10, maybe 10, 12 dollars a game. You've saved, they're older games, but you're giving them to your kids. And then you come to find out that they can only play part of the games. Now, if you want to allow them to play all those games, you got to buy 10 more cards. And now you're looking at another $100. So, who really gets shafted in this? I think the gamers do. I think they get shafted majorly because, you buy these games, and if the parent's not knowledgeable, if the gamer's not knowledgeable, they're wondering why I can't play. I paid for this game, I can't get this full portion. Then they go back to the store and they find out, oh, you gotta buy this now if you want to play the game online. So, that being said, that sucks. And I gotta play devil's advocate, because it sucks for gamers to have to get that financial hit and get that surprise if they're not knowledgeable about it. But at the same time, I gotta understand the publishers and recouping their costs. They can't keep putting out good titles if they're not getting a return on their investment. And knowing that every single you sell, they'll never see that money on, it's hurting them. And knowing that there's this huge market of money out there, they have to do something. Was their approach right with the EA Online Pass? I don't think so. I think what they should do is battle through legislation. Correct me with this word. I'm having a horrible time with it. It's like twisting my tongue up. To get some of that profit from the used sales. Maybe licensing the game to, I don't know how that would work. I think the EA Online Pass is kind of their attempt at it. You buy the game, you buy the license. That's a cool idea, but they have to do something that doesn't hurt the gamer. You sell it back, the license goes with it. You're pretty much just buying the license of the game. And I know Torrance Davis has touched on this. A lot of journalists have touched on this, but I think where publishers need to go after is not the consumer, the end consumer, it's the retailer. If you're going to not go to digital distribution, you need to go after the retailer and after their pockets and not after ours, because all you're doing is hurting your sales in the long run. That's all they're doing, is they're going to shrink down that sales when they know, when people get hip to it and say, well, if I sell this game, I'm only going to get 20 bucks. And if later on down the line I want to buy it, say it's 30 bucks now, I'm still paying 40 bucks for it because I need to get that new pass back. See what I'm saying? So gamers get shafted, but I understand why publishers feel the need to go that route. Is it the right route? No. It sounds like it's more like a temporary fix. I know that they are working to fix this through legislation. Is it there yet? It sounds like it's years off before it even really takes foot. And by that time, we all may be on digital distribution, which, then at that point, you're just pretty much buying a license. You download the game, and you get to play it for as long as you have that license. If you want to sell it back to them, you're selling it back at whatever fee, whatever reduced, but you're never having to pay for all those add-ins. That's what I feel about the EA Online Pass. It sucks, not so much for me, because, I personally don't deal with this. I don't really buy used games. Every now and then, if there's something, that wasn't covered in the magazines, I didn't see it on the internet, and I come across it in the store, like, ooh, that's cool, I'll pick it up. But mostly, day one, or when I have money, and I'll go buy it new. I'd rather buy new over used. That's just me. I like to support my developers. I want them to keep bringing fresh stuff out, and the used market really hurts them. And the publishers have to battle that and recoup their costs. You spend $30-40 million on a title, you want to get every penny back. And if there's $80 million in revenue that you're not going to get, you're going to go after that. By any means, you're going to go after that. GameStop, I saw what they said, and they're like, yeah, we support that. We support like the PSN cards and the XBL cards to get money there, and we support the EA Online Pass. Yeah, because I'm sure they get a portion of that as well. So why would you not want them to do that? Because you're still getting money out of it. It all is relative from the perspective of who's benefiting. Right now, what it sounds like, GameStop is making out like a monster. I think they realize that there's this huge pot out there of gold on the table, and they realize at the same time that publishers are getting hip, and the console manufacturers are getting hip to it as well. And everyone's like, well, let's start getting our infrastructures ready so that way we can get everyone on digital distribution. What happens then? No more cases, no more books, no more shipping, no more retailers. GameStop's done at that point. You go in there and what? Why would you need to go there? A console, that's all they would do is sell consoles and peripherals. So a huge portion of their money, they don't buy, I don't really see too many used peripherals in there. Some of my controllers and stuff, but you really don't see that. Their moneymaker is software. And if they're not selling software and I'm buying it straight from Sony or straight from Microsoft or straight from OnLive, it's just a huge amount of hurt to them. So they're getting as much as they can while they can. If you're a fat man at a table and you're greedy, you're going to eat everything in your face, even if there's people on the table who are starving. And that's what GameStop is right now. They're hungry beasts, and everyone else is hurting. So that's my feeling on it. I hope you enjoyed this episode of GAMER-0. You can always follow me on hiphopgamershow.com. On Twitter, it's T_Hill0. And you can always hit me up on PSN. It's T-Hill. Send me a friend request. Leave your comments below. I just want to give my shout outs to Hip Hop Gamer. I'm loving your vids. Good job with Puerto Rico. To this day, when I see you performing that This Is Halo song, the hair on my arms just starts standing up. Oh my God! I love that song. I think that joint's amazing. I just want to give my shout out to 9th Gen Hero. Keep doing your thing. I hope you feel better. Get back to doing your vids. Just knock it out. I know you got a lot going on. Just take it easy, recover, get your strength about you. Hope to see you online this weekend, or whenever you're possibly feeling up to it. And I hope you guys, I just want to say thank you to every one of you who follows me regularly, who sends me messages, leaves me comments, gives me suggestions. I can't say it enough how much I appreciate you guys. That's what I've got for this episode of GAMER-0. I'm your host, T-Hill. I'm out. Peace.